Welcome everybody to Michigan International Speedway for Race 3 in Season 4 of the Hot Wheels Cup Series here on the Arctic Fox Racing Network. Last time out we saw Kyle Larson pick up the race win in dominating fashion at Gateway by leading almost every single lap. We're sure to see some exciting super speedway action here in the hills of Brooklyn, Michigan, so let's take a look at the topographical breakdown of this track. The Michigan International Speedway, 2 miles to navigate and speeds of up to 190 miles an hour. Christopher Bell was our last track winner here on the Arctic Fox Racing Network's edition of the 2021 NASCAR Cup Series. Drivers should look out for turn number 1 where the big one struck, taking out 10 drivers. And how about turn 3? Alex Bowman and Chase Elliott took each other out of the race to give Christopher Bell his first career Hot Wheels Cup Series win on the Arctic Fox Racing Network. But a win in the NASCAR Cup Series is no indication of skill in the Hot Wheels Cup Series. We're going to see if Christopher Bell can carry that dominance over to this race. So let's take a look at some of our drivers to watch for, presented by Ally Financial. Up first is the 12 car of Ryan Blaney, who is your pole winner for today's race, and he's a super speedway specialist, still looking for that elusive second Hot Wheels Cup Series victory. And starting alongside him is Jimmy Johnson, who's making his second of 5 starts this season. He showed some fast pace in qualifying, and we're going to see if that can transition over to the race. Then starting in row 3, it's Josh Berry, who's currently having a strong rookie year, still looking for that elusive first Hot Wheels Cup Series victory. Can he get it? We will find out soon enough. Starting behind him is Kyle Larson, your race 2 winner. He's already punched his ticket to the playoffs, which means 6 spots remain. One of these drivers is going to claim it today. We will find out who that is soon enough. And Austin Cindric, he's looking to rebound from the last 2 races. He hasn't had a good start to his season, and he'll be starting in the 17th position in today's race. It's going to be interesting to see if he can fight his way through the pack and get to the front. As now we take a look at our Pertec starting grid for today's race. Ryan Blaney in the 12 and Jimmy Johnson in the 84 will lock out the front row. And it's another strong start from Tyler Reddick. He'll start from 3rd with Season 2 champion Kyle Busch to his outside. And in row 3 is Stewart Haas Racing teammates Ryan Preece and Josh Berry. Then we have defending champion Kyle Larson and Harrison Burton. Rounding at the top 10 is going to be Shane Van Gisbergen making his 2nd start next to Ty Gibbs. Followed by Chris Buescher in the 17 and Ty Dillon in the 16. Row 7 sees Denny Hamlin next to his teammate Christopher Bell. Then it's Daniel Hemrick and Austin Hill making his first start in today's race. And it's Austin Cindric and Ross Chastain in row 9. Rounding at the top 20 is going to be Ricky Stenhouse Jr. in the 47 and Justin Haley in the 51. Then it's Chase Elliott in the 9 and Joey Logano in the 22. Followed by Kaz Growler making his first start next to Zane Smith. And we got the 14 of Chase Briscoe and the 19 of Martin Truex Jr. Followed by Carson Hocevar in the 77 and Casey Kane in the 78. And it's Alex Bowman and Darrell Wallace Jr. behind them. Followed by hometown heroes Brad Keselowski and Eric Jones. And we have Noah Gragson in the 10 and Daniel Suarez in the 99. Followed by Dale Earnhardt Jr. in the 7 and William Byron in the 24. And rounding off the grid is going to be the 42 of Jonathan Nemechek and the 3 of Austin Dillon. Now let's take a look at our Microsoft race rundown. It's a 10-lap race around this 2-mile track, and the stage bonus will be awarded at the end of lap 3. A reminder, only the top 10 drivers at the end of lap 3 will be awarded stage points. Now the drivers are beginning to fire the engines and roll off here for what is sure to be an exciting super speedway race. Can Ryan Blaney snap a winless streak that dates back to the very beginning of the Hot Wheels Cup Series? Can Kyle Larson make it 2 in a row for the first time in Hot Wheels Cup Series history? Well, there's only one way to find out. The pace car is going to make the sharp left turn to pit road and put the field into the hands of Jimmy Johnson and Ryan Blaney as we come up through the gears. The green flag flies. We are racing here in Michigan. Out of turn number 2, Ryan Blaney is going to have the edge. Van Gisbergen forces it 3 wide. He's challenging Ryan Blaney for the lead. As we complete the first lap, here comes Kyle Larson up into the 2nd position. As now the field is starting to fan out 3 wide. Ryan Preece up to the 3rd position. Oh, Larson goes wide, and that's going to cost him a bit of ground as we come to the white flag in stage number 1. Blaney leads with Preece in 2nd. Now we got trouble on the front stretches. Noah Gragson. Oh, and he collects Bubba Wallace and Daniel Suarez. Now we'll bring out the yellow flag to end stage number 1. Ryan Blaney is going to pick up the stage win. And a hard hit for a championship competitor last season. Here's the real-time replay. It looked like Noah Gragson dipped a tire into the infield grass. Oh, and William Darrell Wallace Jr. and Daniel Suarez both had nowhere to go. Great job by Eric Jones to avoid it. Here's the slow motion replay. Looks like William Byron just barely got by, and Eric Jones having to go through the grass to avoid the incident as Bubba Wallace and Daniel Suarez plow right into the side of that number 10 machine. That's going to be a tough break for all three of these guys. It's going to end their days really early. As here's our stage 1 results. Kyle Larson finishes 3rd. Daniel Hemrick and Shane Van Gisbergen sneak into the top 10. Keselowski up to 9th, and Jimmy Johnson will pick up the last stage point. Now we're going to take a break to clean up the wreckage, and we'll be right back after this for the second and final stage. Be sure to keep it tuned right here. Have you ever wondered how you can have every race of the Hot Wheels Cup Series at your fingertips? Head over to the playlist section of my channel and scroll down a little bit. You'll see a little section containing all playlists with every race of the Hot Wheels Cup Series. From there you can select the race you wish to watch. Be sure to subscribe to the channel and also follow me on all my social media platforms linked in the channel's description, and enjoy all the action here on the Arctic Fox Racing Network. Welcome back. You're watching the Hot Wheels Cup Series Season 4 Race 3 from Michigan. It's time to get on the way with stage number 2. But before we do, we've got some piss-offs in progress. Looks like Kyle Larson is going to lead Shane Van Gisbergen and Daniel Hemrick down. Daniel Hemrick says he likes his car, and Van Gisbergen says he's a little loose off of turn number 2. They're going to give him 4 tires, fuel, and a track bar adjustment. Larson said he's too tight coming into turn number 3. They're going to give him a wedge adjustment, 4 tires, and fuel to go. And it looks like Shane Van Gisbergen got the jump on Daniel Hemrick. Here's your race off pit road. Van Gisbergen and Hemrick swap positions as Kyle Larson retains his lead off of pit road. Now the field approaches the restart zone, and the green flag flies once again. 7 laps to go in this race. As here comes Dale Earnhardt Jr. forcing a 3 wide. He's already up into the 4th position, up into 2nd now. Coming around turns 3 and 4. Jr. takes the lead away. Now we got big trouble on turn number 3. It's 6, 7, 8 drivers involved. The red flag is out. The big one strikes once again as the cars come to a stop in the backstretch. Let's take a look at who was involved. Oh, Ty Dillon, Harrison Burton, Shane Van Gisbergen. Oh, championship leader Kyle Larson, Austin Cindric, Daniel Hemrick, Ricky Stenhouse. Oh, and Kyle Busch ends up on his side. Here's the real-time replay. Looks like Larson just got loose off of coming into turn number 3. Oh, and Van Gisbergen, Cindric, Hemrick, Burton, Ty Dillon. A lot of drivers had nowhere to go. Here's the slow motion replay. Larson just loses it coming into 3. Van Gisbergen plows right into him. Oh, and Hemrick got into Cindric, and Stenhouse just piles in underneath Kyle Busch. And this will have huge implications for the championship. Kyle Larson might lose his lead. We'll have to wait and see. But a tough break for a lot of drivers. Daniel Hemrick, Shane Van Gisbergen making only his 2nd start. Oh, and Kyle Busch, yeah, on his side as well. The wreckage is all cleared up and the red flag has been lifted. We'll get ready to restart with a 3-lap shootout to determine the winner of this race. Dale Earnhardt Jr. and Ryan Blaney lead us around turn 4 as we come up through the gears. The green flag is going to fly once again. 3 laps to go in this race. As Dale Earnhardt Jr. gets out to a great lead. Jimmy Johnson takes 2nd. As here comes Brad Keselowski up into the 3rd position. Oh, Blaney gets loose. He's going to save it. It's going to cost him the 3rd position as he comes to 2 laps to go. Dale Earnhardt Jr. is opening up his lead on Jimmy Johnson. Johnson is going to drive it in hard into turn number 3 as we come and take the white flag. All over the back bumper. The 84 is chasing down the number 7. Dead even down the backstretch. Johnson edges ahead. He overdrives turn number 3. Dale Earnhardt Jr. is going to take the lead, and he's going to win here in Michigan. And a huge mistake from the 84 of Jimmy Johnson gives Dale Earnhardt Jr. his 2nd career Hot Wheels Cup Series win in his farewell season. Congratulations to the driver with number 7. Let's take another look at how he got it done. Jimmy Johnson was in the lead coming out of turn number 3, but he overdrove turn number 4 to give Dale Earnhardt Jr. an opportunity to capitalize and beat him by nearly a full car length. As here's your race 3 results. Brad Keselowski comes home with a 3rd place finish at his home track. Ty Gibbs comes home with a career best 4th place, followed by Tyler Reddick rounding at the top 5. Kaz Grala has a strong start to his career. He finishes 8th. And Chase Elliott will round to the top 10. Ryan Blaney comes home 12th, followed by Christopher Bell 14th. Eric Jones finishes 15th. And as you can see, William Byron comes home in 21st. Alex Bowman is the last of the drivers to finish. And a tough break for 28th down, especially Kyle Larson. He's probably going to lose his points lead. We'll have a look at the point standings in a moment. And a tough break for a lot of these guys, especially Darrell Wallace Jr., Ricky Stenhouse, Kyle Busch, Shane Van Gisbergen, Ty Dillon, Harrison Burton, Daniel Hemrick. And here's your point standings. Dale Earnhardt Jr. with this win will lock his spot into the championship. Chase Elliott is currently 4th. Another moment, Josh Berry will be the last playoff driver joining them. Ty Gibbs is only 5 points behind, tied with Chase Briscoe for the 9th position. As you can see, Christopher Bell makes his way into 14th. Into 12th, excuse me. And as you can see, a lot of these drivers are having a really rough start to their season. Shane Van Gisbergen, in his 2nd career start, did not want to go out with a wreck. And obviously a tough break for Alex Bowman. He's only got 4 races to capitalize on his mistakes and make it above the cut line. Well, that's all the time we have here from the Michigan International Speedway. Congratulations once again to Dale Earnhardt Jr. Race 4 from Sonoma Raceway will be out very soon. I hope you enjoyed today's broadcast. If you did, be sure to leave a like, subscribe, and follow me on all my social media platforms linked in the channel's description, because you won't want to miss a single lap of Hot Wheels Cup Series racing action. And until next time, I hope you enjoyed today's broadcast from the Arctic Fox Racing Network. I'm Arctic Fox, and I'll see you at the finish line. Stay frosty.